In the headlines, Tribunal sacks Osun State Governor. Adeleke heads to appeal court. INEC halts mock elections with beavers meets resident electoral commissioners in Abuja. ATMs in Abuja crowded as customers lament scarcity of new Naira notes. Away from Nigeria, UN condemns M23 rebel offensive on DRC town as hundreds flee. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thanks for joining. And now the details. The Osun State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal on Friday upturned the victory of Governor Ademola Adeleke in the July 16 governorship election in the state. The tribunal, in a majority judgment, declares Gboyega Oyetola winner of the election. The All Progressives Congress candidate in the election, Adegboyega Oyetola, has challenged the election of Democratic Party candidate Ademola Adeleke. The chairman of the panel, Justice Stacey Kume, who read judgment of the tribunal on Friday.
We have to give kudos to the police, the civil defense, the DSS, and other security agents for this fantastic and beautiful security outfit.
And I can see that the security operatives, they are doing a fantastic job within and outside the venue of the tribunal.
Meanwhile, a federal high court in Abuja on Friday dismissed a suit filed by a group seeking the disqualification of the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, from the 2023 general elections. Justice Binta Nyako, in a judgment, held that the plaintiff, the incorporated trustees of Kingdom Human Rights Foundation International, lacked the locus standi to institute the case. Justice Nyako held that the plaintiff, having not been a political party nor a member of APC, had no legal right to file the action. The judge, who also described the suit as an abuse of court process, condemned the plaintiff for filing multiple suits with similar reliefs. Now, she said that the Justice Inyang Eko of the Federal High Court had on December 15, 2022, delivered a judgment in a similar suit during which it was dismissed. Now, a few weeks to national elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission says all modalities for the smooth conduct of the elections have been put in place. Chairman of the Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, said this in Abuja during a meeting with resident electoral commissioners for the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. Noel Samson reports.
The INEC chairman highlighted the level of the Commission's preparedness for the elections. He stated that all arrangements are made to make sure the country witness free, fair, and credible elections.
I am glad to report that movement of materials for the election to various locations nationwide is being concluded. The training of officials will commence shortly. Ongoing consultations with stakeholders will be intensified. Airlifting and delivery of sensitive materials to states of the Federation has gone far. Accreditation of national and international observers and the media is being finalized. Critical service providers in the area of transportation have reassured us of their commitment to efficient logistics for the movement of materials and personnel to various locations, while the security agencies have reaffirmed their readiness for the election.
Yakubu highlights some of the challenges the Commission is facing in the distribution of permanent voters' cards, but reassured Nigerians that additional measures will be taken to make sure everyone collects his or her privileges.
The Commission is encouraged by the determination of registered voters nationwide to collect their PVCs and the actual level of collection so far. For instance, in Lagos State, which has the highest number of registered voters in the country, the Commission delivered 940,200 PVCs from the recent voter registration exercise from June 2021 to July 2022 for both new registrants and request for transfer and replacement of cards. As at yesterday, Thursday, 26 January 2023, 839,720 PVCs have been collected, representing 89.3% of the total figure of the new cards. This meeting with REX will consider reports from other states of the Federation, and the Commission will not hesitate to consider additional measures to ensure that all citizens have ample opportunity to collect their PVCs ahead of the general election. We wish to assure Nigerians that the Commission will always be responsive to the needs of the electorate.
The Commission has been engaging critical stakeholders to fine-tune ways of conducting credible elections. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Former President of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike, and immediate past Governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, have emphasized the need to entrench democratic culture and institutions that will sustain development and security in the country. Speaking at the Port Harcourt International Conference with the theme Deepening Democratic Culture and Institutions for Sustainable Development and Security in Nigeria, Obasanjo noted that although not practicing true democracy, Nigeria has shown its democratic credentials since 1999. The report.
The former president, Obasanjo, said that it is not enough to keep recycling activities and debates around liberal democracy, noting that Nigerians should be prepared to move from democracy to democratization. Obasanjo, who also noted that there are no shortcuts, no quick fixes, no magic wand to fix the country, however, stated that for an enduring and thriving democracy capable of delivering dividends to the people, there must be systematic and continual development and training on democracy for good governance.
Democracy is possible in Nigeria, and we have the capacity to build a culture of democratization. However, we must recognize and accept the fact that it is an evolutionary process with principles.
Former Governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, said the theme of the conference addresses the imperative of enhancing democratic governance for the benefit of Nigerians and the country as a whole.
And from challenges with the institutionalization of our political parties, including our internal party democracy, the conduct of issue-based politics, and the taming of political violence, to the growing influence of money in politics, the many abuses of social media in spreading fake news and hate speech, an unyielding winner-take-all mentality.
Without retracing our political steps to the right direction, the current process will either not produce the right leaders, or it will leave so many broken blocks on the path to governance and attract resources and energy away from the task of rebuilding Nigeria.
Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike also urged Nigerians not to allow the 2023 general elections to fail, saying allowing such failure will increase political polarization, exacerbate social fault lines, and set Nigerians' democracy backwards.
With 6 consecutive election cycles, Nigeria's electoral democracy ought to have crystallized effective compliance and enforcement of the basic standard rules, processes, and preconditions for successful elections should never be challenging to the independent National Electoral Commission, the security agencies, the judiciary, and the political parties.
The consensus among participants is that democracy is a process and not a destination.
Now, barely 3 days to expiration of the deadline set by the Central Bank of Nigeria for old notes phase out, commercial banks in Abuja are running short of the new currency. Maridia Umar reports that queues in different bank ATM points in the city center have little or no cash to dispense to customers. The report.
As the January 31st deadline draws near, Abuja residents, including business owners, are becoming increasingly reluctant to accept the old Naira note, leaving many with no option but to go in search of the new Naira note. The residents who have reasons to seek the new notes in banks and ATMs say the search is difficult before the January 31st deadline.
Where is this in the world? Which offense did we committed?
Residents from the suburbs of Abuja who left their homes as early as 4 a.m. expressed their frustrations.
I left Zuba since 4 a.m. this morning because the information came yesterday that it's going to happen. So I decided to leave home as early as possible this morning. I first went to Gariki. I didn't see, even at the Zenith Bank there. Try all the possible bets at that Gariki. No one of them were dispensed.
The money issue is very annoying. Like serious, as I am like this, I'm having issue that I need to solve since last week. I could not be able to solve it because of there is no more cash. I have the money, but I can only collect just 20,000 naira. I need to be borrowing ATM. You can see I have more than that. I can bring it out. I have more than 5. I went to go and borrow this money. Please, it's very annoying.
Like me now, since morning, the anger in me is too much. It's too much. I've been working around. I don't even get even 1 naira now to transfer go back home. I don't get them. I don't get anyone here as I'm talking to you. And I don't know whether before I go reach to the ATM, maybe they will say unable to dispense cash. So that is one of the problems we are facing again. No one is dispensing along this, what is this street? This tree. No native is dispensing. This is selling back.
When getting money from the ATM has been frustrating. You can see the crowd of people here, and we are not finding it very easy. Like me, I think I came the first time. I have to go back because of the crowd. The crowd actually scared me. So I have to go and come back. The same crowd I was trying to avoid, I still meet the same crowd. So it has not been easy for every one of us here. If the people in authority can actually shift the date for the masses, it will be a nice idea. You can see now most people have stopped collecting the old money.
The struggle for the new Naira notes in different ATM points in Abuja and environs is so real, as a lot of Nigerians are not happy about the development in the cash dispensation points. Now the question on everybody's lips is, will the January 31st deadline be a reality, as they have gone through a lot of struggles in order to meet up with exchanging old Naira notes with the new ones? Martia Umar, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Police in Adamawa arrest 208 suspected criminals with 7 AK-47 rifles and locally fabricated guns, among other dangerous weapons. The command disclosed that out of the number arrested in connection with the armed robbery, kidnapping, rape, culpable homicide, 108 have since been charged to court. Saleh Lawan reports.
According to the command, AK-47 rifles, locally made pistol, live ammunition, live cartridges, then gun, pump action, SMG gun, motor vehicle, tricycle, motorcycle, military camouflage uniform, and handbag, among other exhibits, were recovered from the suspect. Parading the suspect at the police headquarters, the Adamawa State Commissioner of Police, Sekiru Akonde, gives an overview of the arrest.
We want to plead. When things are sweet, when you are doing well, that is when you should expect little challenges. And these little challenges, when they come, if you don't deal with it decisively, it gives the perpetrators a larger heart to want to do more. So please, like we always say, when you see something, please say something. You've been doing it. Don't let us relax on our oars. Let us continue to work as a team until we get to the El Dorado of our dream.
According to him, the command's operatives carried out tactical and intelligence-driven patrols, raiding criminals' hideouts, rescue operations, stop and search operations, community policing engagement of stakeholders, among others.
2023 election is by the corner. So far, so good. Our politicians have been playing by the rules. Now that we are getting close, I am pleading to them. they should know that before election there is Adamawa State. During the election there is Adamawa State. After the election there will still be an Adamawa State. In everything we do, let us do it with decorum. Let us do it within the ambits of the law. We as an organization, we are going to give level playing grounds to everybody.
He appreciated the government and people of the state for the continuous support they have been given to the command, assuring that all the suspects will be diligently prosecuted on completion of investigation. From Yola, Salis Lawan, Trust TV News.
You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at why gaining access to airports is difficult for persons with disability. Details after the break. This is Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Media Trust Group, in collaboration with the Center for Democracy and Development, presents the 2023 Kano gubernatorial debate, featuring candidates of 4 major political parties: Nasir Yusuf Gawuna of the APC, Bashir Ishaq Bashir of the Labour Party, Abba Kabir Yusuf of the NMPP, and Muhammad Abacha of the PDP. Date: Saturday, 4th February 2023. Time: 10 a.m. Venue: Bayer University Kano New Site. The event is strictly by invitation and no political supporters are expected at the venue. Media partners: Express Radio 90.3 FM, Nasara Radio 98.5 FM, Freedom Radio, and ARTV Kano. The debate will be broadcast live on Trust TV and other channels across the country. The July 1966 counter-coup that toppled the first military government of General Agui Ironsi has one living witness, his ADC. Then, Lieutenant Sani Bello was with him that fateful morning in Government House, Ibadan. For the first time, now Colonel Sani Bello, former military governor of Kano State and multi-millionaire businessman, speaks to Trust Television on how Ironsi and his host, Colonel Fajui, lost their lives and how he survived to tell the story.
As we were jumping to the Land Rover, we had a machine gun fire. Dada rushed back. What happened, Sabijo? So he was trying to run away. And we shot him. Who was it? Fajui. They killed Fajui.
Catch up on this bit of living history on Trust Television on Saturday, 28th January between 8 and 9 p.m. and in Sunday Trust, 29th January.
Welcome back. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Here's a look at the top stories again. Tribunal sacks Osun State Governor Adeleke heads to appeal court. INEC holds mock elections with beavers, meets resident electoral commissioners in Abuja. Now, as part of moves to address food insecurity and reduce food wastages, selected farmers have been trained on agricultural value chains. The training also focused on building the capacity of agri-food vendors in the country through knowledge transfer. Hamid Oyegbade has the report.
Agribusiness is the combination of agriculture and business. This combination gives rise to farming-related commercial activities, which involves all steps required in the production, processing, and the distribution of agricultural goods to the markets. Over the years, most farmers work hard but earn little due to lack of requisite knowledge of business angle. Such instances often discourage youths from venturing into farming. In order to change the narrative, the Department of Agricultural Economics at the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, is training selected farmers as well as postgraduate and undergraduate students of the university on profitable farming.
I plant yam, I plant cassava, I plant everything, I plant plantain. Everything they just spoil. Person they no feedback well.
We are trying as much as possible to ensure that food security is done here in the university, and then we extend it to our community and then to the state.
To improve their food package production such that they can export and they generate more revenue.
The participants said the knowledge they acquired from the training will give rise to innovations in agribusiness. They promised to extend the knowledge to other farmers.
From this program, I'll be able to learn about agribusinesses and agri-food business and how we can find solutions to the problems that agribusinesses face in today's world. With this project, it will help me to make more practical on my own aspect of project. But personally, I'm working on the effect of contract farming.
So I've learned that agriculture is not only about cutlass and hoes, and we can also go into processing and packaging.
The new agribusiness idea is expected to enhance an improved supply of food via e-platforms and enable farmers to maximize their gains. Amit Ojegbade reporting for Trust TV from Ile-Ife.
Persons with disabilities say that they are finding it difficult to access airports in the country, resulting in deprivation, discrimination and denial of their rights. And the PWDs, however, further stress that difficulties experienced are not only in gaining access to the airports, but also extend to use of other facilities within the airport compared to other able-bodied persons. Ado Musa reports.
The starting argument for this coalition of different organizations of people with disabilities is that the rights of their members have been flagrantly overlooked. The starting point is, of course, the difficulty in getting access to airports or airline facilities and services, but it doesn't end there. There have been numerous accounts of outright denial of air travel rights of persons with disabilities, not to talk of humiliation and degrading responses of their request. This is why sensitization to the plight of these persons is key.
We want that we should have mobile elevators so that when we want to board the aircraft, we can't be carrying on our wheelchairs like that. We can just use it as ramp, or we use it as lift to take us to inside the aircraft. And even inside the aircraft, we don't have an accessible toilet. So there should be toilets for wheelchair users. We can wheel ourselves without anybody assisting us.
Our airports are not friendly to people with disabilities. People will struggle much more than others in their effort to access airports. We conducted a study in 6 states and Abuja to understand the extent of access to airports for people with disabilities, and we see a lot of gaps. Based on this gap, what we intend to do is to use our findings, recognizing that there is a National Disability Act, to sensitize stakeholders in this regard and for them to be able to know their role and responsibilities in ensuring that our airports are accessible to people with disabilities.
However, officials of the Yakubu Gowon Airport, Jos, are assuring Nigerians that they are always ready to listen and act on the complaints of customers, including PWDs.
We're open to receive any of the complaints that we need to attend to. We are trained to be very customer friendly in the airport. We synergize with our airline operators, and then we have departments responsible to listen and to accept complaints from any of our passengers vis-a-vis our people living with disability.
Airport personnel, security agencies, among other stakeholders, hope that at the end of the sensitization program, the challenges faced by the PWDs while accessing airports and their facilities will be addressed. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
The United Nations peacekeeping mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo has condemned an offensive by M23 rebels in the east of the country that forced 450 people, including women and children, to seek refuge around its base in Kitshanga town. Now, the Kitshanga attack is a new offensive by the rebels who have seized areas of eastern DRC's North Kivu province in a rapid onslaught since May that threatened the provincial capital, Goma. The armed uprising has inflamed regional tensions, with DRC accusing neighbor Rwanda of backing and sponsoring the Tutsi-led rebellion. United Nations experts and the European Union have accused Rwanda of backing the M23. In sports news, Brighton have rejected a £60 million bid from Arsenal for midfielder Moises Caicedo. Now, the Premier League leaders are keen to strengthen their squad after Mohamed El-Neni picked up an injury in training that could mean a lengthy layoff. Arsenal already have a small squad, and manager Mikel Arteta does not want to jeopardize his team's title challenge through a lack of numbers. Brighton had reportedly already turned down a £55 million bid by Chelsea for 21-year-old Caicedo. The Seagulls sold Marc Cucurella to Chelsea in a deal worth £60 million and Yves Bissouma to Tottenham for £25 million plus add-ons, and Neil Maupay to Everton for £15 million in the summer. Earlier this month, Leandro Trossard left them to join Arsenal for an initial £21 million, and Brighton do not have a financial reason to sell Caicedo. And that's a wrap on Trust News Update. You can watch more via all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube live stream. Join us again.